Yeah, late video, I know. I was on my way to the new dungeon when I ran into these guys into town square. This guy was trying to amass power for some reason, so we decided to put the RP in MMORPG.
Whoa, hey,
Anyways, I enslaved them and forced them to carry me through this dungeon because they were level 50 and I was but level 48. Here's a map by yours truly of what the inside of the dungeon looks like. If you want to take a screenshot of it, or you could join the Discord down below. The dungeon is broken up into 4 parts: mobs at the entrance, 4 Hydra bosses to the left, and a clog boss to your other left. And finally, in the middle of it all, you have the entrance to the boss room, and this takes you into a separate room where you will encounter the boss. The run usually consists of clearing mobs from the entrance. You'll want to focus on the shaman first and then the mystic, since they are the ones that are responsible for a lot of bad things basically. Usually people like to go left first because that's where you find the tentacles. You can run past those unless you like being touched by them, and you'll find yourself in the boss room with the Hydra. Take the heads down one by one. The telegraphs for the skills are a little hard to see under the water, so just be a little bit mindful of that. Once they're dead, head out of the room, run all the way to the right side of the dungeon and find the clog boss. You want to stay close to him so you can be ready to move whenever he uses his big AoE. Once he's down, you run back to the middle where you saw the big door and you go in. This is a big snake boss. He isn't very difficult, but he has a lot of HP. And if you walk into the water spots, you can probably die. Most likely you'll die. And now, once that's done, you can leave using the warp crystal to the back of the room. I'm not going to cover the rewards because this isn't a Gold Raven video. Besides, the real treasure is the friends we made along the way. Also, someone called this a snake BP on the official AE Discord. The new dungeon has a lot of good drops. You can check it out at the entrance. And if you don't have any friends, or you think you're a Chad that's better than everyone else, here's how you can solo the dungeon. If for some reason you're a normal person and you're not interested in this, then just use the timestamps to skip to the end. This dungeon is soloable without having to cheese it, but I'll talk about the easy way to do it if, you want to be lame. So you can run past these mobs at the entrance using the right side. To lose aggro, you're going to run all the way to the Hydra, then exit combat with the Hydra by running to this rock, and you can swap classes or heal up, do whatever you want. The easiest method for killing the Hydra solo is to stand in the leftmost corner and use a ranged class. I don't really think there's a way to cheese the Hydras. I swapped classes and smacked everything on my way to the clog because I like getting that hit of dopamine when I see big numbers on my screen. The clog is a little harder to solo because if you make one mistake, you will die. And I made many a mistake. Oh, and if you want to cheese it, this rock here is what people use to avoid his AoE attacks with a ranged class, but you will still get hit by the claws and you can die. But that's one way to cheese it. Personally, I like to use Warrior with the Oracle Cross skill to stay healed up. Finally, make your way back to the big door and go in for the final boss. This is a wall of bubbles. How you do this is you go outside, you aggro the boss, you come back behind the bubbles, and once you're behind the bubbles, you can use a ranged class to smack the boss and he will not be able to do any damage to you behind the bubbles. I mean, only if you want to be lame and cheese it. Asa, you're in my shot, man. People think I didn't solo this. Shoo. Anyway, if you want to kill it the proper way, I also like to use Warrior with the Oracle CS. It just takes a lot of time because he has a lot of HP. Anyway, that is it for this video. Shout out to Zao, Kashimo Hajime, Draconic Joshua, and Asa for all of the help. If this video sounded rushed, it is because it was. It's because things have been hectic here for a little while. If you know, you know. Anyway, until the next time, stay safe friends, be happy, and meow.